If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. So we just got some sales numbers for Drake's latest release, his EP, Scary Hours 2, which we got about a week ago, or maybe a little bit more than a week, like it's been about 9 days now that we got this 3-piece project, and the first week sales are here, and is looking really good for Drake. He is on track to sell 1 million units first week with an EP with 3 tracks. And I got some stuff to say about this, but first the numbers. He's expected to sell 1 million units, as I just said, and this project has amassed a staggering, it says 140 to 170 million streams in its first week. And Chart Data also tweeted this and said Drake's What's Next is currently pacing for a #1 debut on next week's Hot 100. And I think I also read this article or this post the other day that said that Drake is the first artist in history to occupy all 3 top spots, so #1, 2, and 3 on the Hot 100 at one time, with of course the 3 songs that were on this new EP, which were of course What's Next, Wants and Needs featuring Lil Baby, and the Lemon Pepper Freestyle featuring Rick Ross. You might have seen my review on it. You might know that I'm not too much of a fan of it. I thought it was kind of underwhelming. I really did not like What's Next, the song that everybody is saying is like the banger or the big track on this Drake EP. I did enjoy the other 2 songs quite a bit though, but that What's Next single was just really not for me. I really do not like, I actually dislike that song. But go watch my review on that EP if you want to get my full, kind of thought process on that. But there's some stuff I want to say about this, because these numbers are incredible. And what I have to say first is that Drake still manages to somehow still top himself with every release. Like, he's just beating his own records at this point. Drake is the most successful artist in the history of music. Over the past 5 years, he's surpassed so many artists like Michael Jackson, the Beatles, with his chart placements and with his discography, that it's just incredible to see him still even, doing better than himself. So that's the first thing I want to say, because that just shows his ability to maintain his spot in hip hop and in the music industry. And this is a big W for him. Like, this is a big W. But anyway, now to getting what I actually wanted to say is that the thing is, these sales, these 1 million sales, if this EP would have dropped, let's say 20 years ago, and it sold 1 million first week, that to me would not have been as impressive as these numbers that we just got. And here's the reason why. Back in the day, and I've talked about this a lot on this channel before, album sales were measured by the physical copies of a record sold. So if someone bought an album with 13 tracks, then that would have counted as a whole sale, just as if someone bought a record with only 7 tracks. If 1 copy of each record would have been sold, there'd be 1 sale for each record. But nowadays, in the days of streaming, it's a kind of a very gray area, because a certain amount of streams count as a record sold. This depends from organization to organization. You can look up the exact numbers. But the thing is, this EP only had 3 tracks. So these 3 tracks alone did better than Ariana Grande's whole album Positions, with more than 10 tracks, did in its first, what was it now, a month or 2 or 3 or even more. And that is the mind-blowing thing about this. Now, let's say some people even bought this EP, and that counts as a whole sale, no doubt, but I would say the fraction of people that actually bought this EP on iTunes or Amazon or whatever is very low compared to the people that have streamed this project via Spotify or Apple Music or any other type of digital streaming service, and that is why these numbers are even more impressive. Now, of course, I also have to add that there was a music video for What's Next, which of course also brought in a lot of streams and a lot of material to add to these numbers. But still, this is amazing. I mean, to sell 1 million first week would be amazing for an album, and would be amazing for a 10-track album. That would be mind-blowing. If you consider albums like The Weeknd's After Hours, which was one of the biggest releases of 2020, and that album had like 13 tracks, I believe, 12, 13 tracks, or 14, and it sold about, 500,000 first week, and that was amazing. But for Drake to outsell that album twice in its first week with only 3 tracks and with only 2 days of prior promotion or announcement of that record, and the record only having 3 tracks and most of the traffic coming from streaming, is just amazing. Like, Drake is out here just lapping everyone in the game. This is incredible for him. This, of course, also, really gets my expectations up high for Certified Lover Boy. It's gonna be very interesting to see what the first week sales predictions or first week actual sales are going to be for that record, because if this EP that was not hyped at all, that, as I said, 2 days of announcement prior to it dropping, sold 1 million first week, I can only see Certified Lover Boy doing even better, and that is a very high benchmark to reach. But this is a really big W for Drake. He's outselling himself, he's outselling everyone in the game, and as I said, the fact that this is only 3 tracks and most of the traffic came from streaming just makes this so much more remarkable. And to me, this is kind of even like a bit of a historical moment in history, because this just shows that someone like Drake, who has been very quiet for some time now, can still just come back and really showcase his ability, as I said earlier in the video, of just maintaining the status in hip-hop as the top player. And not just in hip-hop, this goes for all of music. So Drake is out here just running the game. This is a really big W for him. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think that Drake's Certified Lover Boy will do even better than Scary Hours 2 did? And do you think this is kind of a historical moment? Do you think this is really like a big moment for Drake in his career to sell this much first week with only 3 tracks? So yeah, let me know what you think about this. Let's have a discussion in the comments. I'm looking forward to talking to y'all. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.